So Jerry Jones, first time, sort of hinted that they may start the season without Ezekiel Elliott, which I've been saying for months now. I am okay with this. I think it's smart for a lot of reasons. I'll get to those reasons next. Okay, so the two Cowboy contracts that we really deeply care about are Zeke. That's the most important because he's holding out. And number two is Dak. We'd like to keep that number 30 to low 30, not 36. You can kill two birds with one stone here, Dallas. Look at Dallas' schedule. I can make an argument they get more breaks than any team in the league. First of all, they play the rebuilding Giants twice and Washington twice in their own division. 4 games against rebuilding teams. They have better rosters than both and a better quarterback than both. They should go 4-0. There's only 4 games on their schedule where they should be underdogs. At the Saints, at the Patriots, at the Bears, and at Philadelphia. But let's look at some of the breaks they get. They start very easy. They get 3 rebuilding teams to start. Giants, Washington, Miami. In the middle of the schedule, they get both New York teams still rebuilding and a bye. Then at the end of the year, they face the Rams. But look, they get extra time. 10 days for arguably the best team they face on their schedule at home, the Rams. They've got a short week because they play on Thanksgiving. Who do they play in the short week? Buffalo. They also get Kirk Cousins in prime time. That's a W. They only go back-to-back road games once, and one of those is against 4th place Detroit. By the way, the second time they face the Redskins and the Giants, it's possible they'll both be starting rookie quarterbacks, Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins. Folks, this schedule is made to order. They get a short week break, a long week break, a Kirk Cousins primetime break, 2 rebuilding teams in their division who both may play rookie quarterbacks the second time. It starts easy. It's easy in the middle. They never play west of Dallas. Come on. If Dak Prescott, with the surrounding wide receiver, offensive line, and defensive talent, and upgrades at coordinator, can't go 9-7 with Tony Pollard, then you've killed 2 birds with one stone. Then he's not a $33 million a year quarterback. There are tough schedules in this league. The Cleveland Browns' first 8 games are brutal. There are teams in this league, and scheduling matters. That's why New England is a dynasty, because they go 5-1 against their division every year, get a bye, and then 2 home games. It matters. New England's never been as dominant on the road. I think Tom Brady's got a losing record on the road in the playoffs against Denver. Schedules matter. Dallas got a huge break, a short week against Buffalo, extra days against the Rams, rebuilding teams, 2 in their division, Kirk Cousins in prime time, only once back-to-back, never go west of Dallas. If Dak Prescott, with the surrounding talent and upgrades, can't go 9-7, well, you figured out maybe you do need Zeke, and maybe you don't need the quarterback. This is a scheduling break. And so I'll say it again. I would just keep waiting. And I would just keep playing without Zeke. And I think they'll go 3-0. And then maybe they lose at New Orleans and go, 3-1. But then they get to host the Packers and face a rebuilding team in the Jets. I'm looking at Dallas' schedule, and it looks like 4-1 to start for me. Then after that, it's Philadelphia, but at home, then a bye, then the crappy Giants. I'm sorry, but if you want leverage in this stuff, you can get leverage with Zeke and Dak. Let's just roll the dice. And a lot of things will be answered. And if you're a 500 team 6 weeks in without Zeke, you've answered a question about Dak. And by the way, even if you still want to re-sign Dak, you got some leverage back from his agent. $38 million is not going to happen. $35 is not going to happen. $31 probably does happen. All right, let me shift to this. There are several assets in our life. Take away people, obviously, husband, wife, children, cousins, relatives, obviously. But I'm talking about like things you can grab, assets. For most of us, it's our house, it's our car. I would argue I have so much information on my iPhone. It's one of the most valuable things I have in my life. Take out people. My house is valuable, so I sleep there at night. My car gets me to and from work, commerce, and my iPhone. I've got my alarm clock. I've got all my contacts. I've got account numbers. If you went to the Verizon store, and when you have an asset, you have to get insurance for it. I have insurance for my house. I have insurance for my car. When I go buy, or you go buy an iPhone, if you don't get a protective case as insurance to protect it, you're a dope. I mean, that's why they upcharge you, because they can. You need the protective case. You break those things. I've broken a few early when I didn't buy the case. I was a dope. So when you get in the NFL and you have a quarterback, Andrew Luck just retired, job number one isn't building your defense, getting a running back, star wide receiver. It's protecting him. When Sean McVay came to the Rams, they went and spent money on that O-line. Carson Wentz, Eagles, spent a lot of money on that O-line. Tom Brady, 19 years, never had a bad O-line. Andrew Luck just retired. We have another player in this league that could become Andrew Luck. He's one of my favorite players, Deshaun Watson. Last year in a game against Buffalo, this is one game, he was hit 19 times. Look it up. It doesn't even sound right. And I never thought Buffalo had a world-class pass rush. Last year, he was sacked 62 times, knocked down another 132. That is outrageous. That is 200 times a year. And remember, as the Texans consider what to do with Jadeveon Clowney, trade him. Andrew Luck is out of your division. You can no longer justify spending for two great pass rushers. Okay, the Rams and New England ended up in the Super Bowl. Neither had an elite edge rusher. Once Andrew Luck announced retirement, your division is now Nick Foles, Marcus Mariota, and Jacoby Brissett. You cannot justify needing two great pass rushers. What you need is to protect Deshaun Watson. Of the 10 teams that led the NFL in sacks last year, 6 missed the playoffs. New England was near the bottom, but they were near the top in pressures. The idea that you need the all-time great pass rusher to get the sack. No, you don't. What you need is good enough players along your defensive front and good enough coaches to mix up your pass rush to create an uncomfortable situation for the quarterback. Often, letting him throw the ball away into my team's hands is an advantage. But when you have a Patrick Mahomes in your division, or you have, a Russell Wilson or an elite quarterback, Andrew Luck or Brady, then you can justify Khalil Mack, by the way. Chicago can justify his salary because Aaron Rodgers is in the division. When Peyton Manning was in the division, the teams in the division against Peyton Manning would spend money on pass rushers, like the teams do in Brady's division. But when Andrew Luck retires, you cannot justify paying J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. What you can absolutely justify, like insurance on your car, your house, your iPhone, is upgrading this offensive line. Okay, we're looking at the next Andrew Luck here. Deshaun Watson. 19 times last year he was hit against one team. And by the way, the reason the Patriots let Chandler Jones go and Trey Flowers go. Why? Because they don't feel there's not an elite quarterback in their division. They don't need an elite pass rusher. If Sam Darnold becomes an elite great player, New England will start spending money on pass rushers. But right now your division, Marcus Mariota is the second best quarterback. You're going to spend big money on J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. By the way, the Texans should know this better than anybody. The Houston Texans have no excuse here. The all-time single-season most sacked leaders. Quarterbacks sacked the most in a season. 3 of the top 7 are Houston Texans. You've already blown other quarterbacks that wear your uniform out of this league by not protecting them. When you buy the iPhone, don't be a dope. Get a protective cover. It's insurance. When you get Deshaun Watson and Andrew Luck, don't be dopes. You don't need 2 pass rushers in Houston. You need a left tackle.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.